Alrighty everybody, today finally the real fun begins. We have spent the first 2 episodes of this series leveling up and gearing ourselves up so that in just a few hours we can finally go on our first raid of this playthrough. So yeah, it's been 2 full days of preparation and I'm excited to finally get started with some actual PvP. But before we can get to that, we do have to do a bit of roaming first and find ourselves the perfect base to solo online raid. I know in the last episode I said that I would come online early today to cook a few more raid supplies, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get online in the morning for that. So all we have back home for today's raid are 2 battering rams and around 15 dragon powder that we picked up yesterday from the Siege of Almeria and the Warmaker's dungeon. Obviously, we don't have much for a massive raid, but I'm hopeful that if we find the right base with a vulnerability, we can definitely make some profits and most importantly get some PvP out of it, which is what I'm really after. Just from past experiences, battering ram raids have always been super fun. It's also going to be really interesting and kind of nerve-wracking to see how things go for us at today's raid, since all of the weapons that we have right now are just completely random legendary weapons that we don't ever really use or have much experience with. My main weapon of choice has always been the Great Axe, but today we're just going to have to try and learn some new weapons and succeed with what we have. Alright, so the first biome we're going to explore for some potential bases is going to be the jungle. I always like to get this place out of the way first when I start on a new server because it's usually one of the more active locations on this map. We got a nice little tower base up here. Let's go and check it out. Start mapping this entire area, figure out where everyone's stationed. Oh nice, this is actually one of the active clans on the server right now. We got 2 players online. Definitely mark this place down for the future. It could make for some fun PvP against this clan. We'll just keep an eye on them during raid hours, see how many players they have total. So I also found this trebuchet really close by. It's from the same clan. Looks like they used it to wipe this other tower base right over there. Even though there's not much left of it, we'll still check and see who this wipe clan is, just to kind of piece together the politics of this server, see who's enemies with who. Yeah, I don't think these guys are around anymore, because in the last 3 days that I've been on this server, I haven't seen a single player from this clan. Alright, next we got 2 more bases coming up. Let's check them out. It's going to be at least 2 doors to get inside, probably more. They've also been online very recently, just a few hours ago. That's a good sign. We'll go ahead and mark this place down just in case. So this other base here belongs to the same clan. It's much more developed and actually looks kind of fun to raid. I usually don't like raiding bases in these jungle temples as a solo, since the defenders can just stay inside all night and just rebuild and repair over and over. It can be a real pain having to raid these. Well, either way, we definitely don't have the kind of firepower needed to get inside today. Maybe a raid for another day once we're more established. Alright, so we got another base right up here, not too far from the docks. This one's also owned by the same clan. Yeah, whoever these guys are, looks like they've completely taken over this southern jungle area. Check this one out. It's only 1 wall away, and there's tons of benches, some chests, some worker thralls. Honestly, this one has some really good potential. I think we might have found the one. Let me go and check this other side now. This side has at least 2 layers. See the door. This one's also 2 layers at least. Yeah, so this is the weak side for sure. It's just perfect for our 2 battering rams. We just destroy a single wall, go in there, loot the benches, maybe blow up a few of the chests, and walk out with some loot. This one's easily at the top of the list. If any of the clanmates log in during raid hours, we'll definitely hit this place. Given the amount of raid supplies that we have, I don't think we can find anything more perfect than this base. Oh, and check this one out. It's from that clan from earlier. This is probably their main headquarters then. The K timer shows that they're home right now. This one's a super chunky base, lots of foundations, way above our budget today. You know, I do wonder if these two clans are maybe allies, because their bases are really close to each other and both bases are still standing. I would imagine if they're enemies, one of them would have fallen already. So if we do come and raid this Spartan clan, there's a chance that this other clan will come and help them defend. And depending on how many players the Spartan clan has, you might be going up against quite a few of them. We got even more bases owned by this Spartan clan. They're just everywhere in this southern jungle. Oh, and I did forget to check upstairs earlier. Check out the loot room up here. Tons of chests. With the amount of bases that they have and just all these chests up here in a single base, so these guys have got to be loaded. There's no way. Alright, well, I think it's pretty much settled at this point. We'll be raiding the Spartan clan today. I'm gonna head back to base right now and start prepping for the raid. I'll see you guys at raid time. Alrighty everybody, we are back. Raid time is soon approaching. Right now I'm just respecking into my raid build, and just for anyone that is curious, I'm just using a standard encumbrance, vitality, agility build so that we can carry everything that we need plus the loot from the raid and still be able to move at full speed. This build doesn't get any strength points sadly, since there's just not enough points, so our strength weapon damage won't be the best, but we do have 2 strength buffs to help us mitigate some of that. Anyway, before we head out, just wanted to quickly show you our raid supplies. So we'll have 2 sets of armor. If anything goes wrong, we'll have a chance to get back in there and recover the raid. We'll also have 2 sets of weapons. Since we're going to be near the water, we're bringing an axe and a one-handed sword just in case we need to jump in and fight. We're also bringing some extra buffs, some heals, and of course our actual raid supplies, which is 14 dragon powder and 2 battering rams. Obviously it's not much, we're on a budget right now, but let's see if we can turn these breadcrumbs into so much more. So I am a bit worried right now because I checked the player list earlier and I saw the player was online, but I'm looking now and I don't see them online anymore. I'm really hoping they log back in, or else we're just gonna have to give up on this raid because I'm not gonna do an offline raid. Yeah, as it turns out, it wasn't some massive clan that built all those bases in the jungle. It was just a single player. So if he does log back in, it'll be a 1v1, and we're not just gonna take all of his loot. We'll just take a few things that we need and then focus on having some fun fights. We gotta be real careful not to get spotted here because that big clan is right next door. If they hear anything and decide to come and help, we'll definitely be in big trouble. Alright, here is their base. See, they were just online 7 minutes ago. Man, so unlucky that they logged off right before raid hours. Really hope they come back soon because we've already done all this planning. It would be such a shame if we couldn't go through with this raid. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and set up our stash right here underwater. I don't think anyone will find it, at least for the next hour or 2. We should be good. We'll just take the 14 explosives and 1 battering ram and we'll leave the other one behind. Now, last thing to do, we'll set a bedroll down. We'll keep it fairly close to their base, so if we need to, we'll be able to get back in there quick. Alright, so like we said earlier, that neighboring clan with lots of players is right there. And the base that we plan to hit is right over there. They're super close to one another. So I guess it's a good thing that we're getting in there with a battering ram instead of explosives, because they could definitely hear that. And they would be at their base in like a minute or 2. Okay, so we are 3 minutes into raid hours. Let's go ahead and check the player list. Yes, look at that. They are online right now. Perfect. Okay, we're not gonna waste a single second. Let's just get up there before they log out again. Honestly, I'm kind of nervous about this raid, even though it's not that big, because we're using entirely new weapons that we haven't really used before, and I'm terribly out of practice in terms of PvP. I've been away from Conan playing some DayZ and Soulmass since back in April. I just really hope this isn't an absolute failure. Alright, let's do it. Here we go. Godspeed. Not sure which base he's in right now, but if he's in this one, he's definitely gonna hear this. So we still have 30,000 HP left and our battering ram is almost broken. I think they might have nerfed these recently. Yeah, for sure they got nerfed, because back in the day when these came out, I think you used to be able to break like maybe 3 structures before it would break, but now I couldn't even break 1. Thankfully, we still have one more battering ram, just barely enough to get inside. Alright, should only be a couple more hits now, 1 or 2, and we're in. There we go, wall is down. Like I said before, we're only gonna take a few things. We're not gonna bankrupt this player, just what we need. So a lot of these chests are just open. It's a lot of random loot. Nothing too crazy yet, but we'll keep looking. Yeah, it's just so much random loot. This might be where he just keeps like all the random unimportant stuff, since it's just so unprotected. Do have some weapons here though. We'll definitely take these since we need them for combat. Got some PvP armor as well, we'll take it. No way, check this out. Almost half a box of our favorite weapon. And their max damage too. I think we're pretty much set for this entire playthrough. No need for a bladesmith anymore. We got all the great axes we could possibly need. We got a good amount of materials here, but we'll only take a few just so that we can upgrade some of our benches if we need to. So still no sign of the owner. The player list shows that he's online. We should be all over his event log, but he just still hasn't shown up to defend yet. Got some nice black blood tools. Take these. Got 9 dragon powder. I mean, it's not much, but it's still better than nothing, right? There we go, just what we needed. Some tar to be able to craft some more explosives for future raids. And some good old explosive arrows. Definitely take these. Can't forget about this champion's armor too. Now with this armor and a couple hundred explosives, we'll be ready for some much more bigger raids. Maybe the neighbors next door, they got a pretty big base. So I think with that we are pretty much done here. Still plenty of loot left here and upstairs I'm sure, but don't really need anything else. I'm happy with just some weapons and some armor to keep the solo journey going. We're gonna go ahead and stash this loot real quick underwater and wait for the owner to come by and just give him a chance to get some payback on us. Have some fun fights hopefully. Wait, actually we got someone coming up right now. It's not the base owner. Let's see, is he gonna try and attack us? Not really the best time right now. We're literally carrying all of our raid loot. Yeah, I have no idea who this player is. He's just following us now. Maybe he smells all the loot on us and he wants it. I really much rather not have to fight him right now while we're carrying all this loot, but he just won't stop following. Unless he attacks first, I don't even think we can land ahead because we're over encumbered. We're just stuck doing stationary attacks, which are super easy to dodge. Yeah, see what I mean? He can just do this all night if he needs to, just dodging super easy. We need that sprint attack if we want to be able to land. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna bait him into the water and see if we can take him down here. Swim right to the middle and then turn around and attack him. Man, he's just not gonna stop. He's very persistent. He knows we're loaded and he's planning something. I can feel it. We gotta lose him quick because I'm sure he has other clanmates and they're on their way right now. This guy is just tracking us. Once they get here, I'm sure that's when he's finally gonna start attacking us. Okay, I think we should be good here. Finally managed to lose him. We're just gonna wait things out here and let things cool off a bit. Yeah, see, this is his clan. He has 2 additional clanmates. If we hadn't lost them back there, these 2 would have shown up 100%. Okay guys, ended up waiting about 5 minutes. That's about as much as my patience will give me. I should wait a bit longer, but I just want to stash this loot ASAP and just get back here to fight these guys with a proper fighter build. Oh my gosh, he's back. I don't think this guy is gonna let us go. It's already been like 15 minutes and he's still coming after us. Oh, and now we have his teammate arriving. Just like we thought, he was just waiting for them. Yeah, see, now he's finally ready to fight now that his clanmate's here. Let's do it then, 1v2. We'll put all the loot on the line. Now, since we are a bit outnumbered, we're gonna need to rely on this river a lot. If they don't have a water weapon, this river is gonna be our safe haven. Good news is it doesn't look like they have one. Well, if 2 players wasn't difficult enough, now we have a 3rd one to worry about. Honestly, very high chance we're not gonna make it out of this one. There's just so many of them now. Now they even have a water weapon of their own, and this river was really the only thing keeping us safe. We've gotten so close quite a few times now, but we're just missing that sprint attack at the very end to finish them off. We're getting there though, slowly but surely. We just gotta aim a little bit better and not let them slip away from the water at the last second. This is it. Alright, well, we got the first one. I'm sure he'll be back real soon. Thankfully, we did manage to pick up his loot, so these 2 still don't have a water weapon. Now we just gotta take him out quick before the other player gets back. No, big mistakes. Should not have followed me in here. That's one. Got him. There we go, last one. Man, that was such a long fight. I don't know how much of this fight I'm gonna put into this video because that whole entire thing with this clan took about 30 to 40 minutes. It was a really long battle, a lot of fun, but very stressful too. I was beginning to lose hope, but thankfully this river managed to keep us safe. I am a bit paranoid that we're gonna get tracked by this clan again, so I'm not gonna be stashing this loot at my base just yet. We're gonna go to the farthest place possible from here and just hide it there until raid time is over. I just don't want to take any more risk. I already know how persistent this player is. Man, this fight though was absolutely crazy. Good fights to everyone in that clan. Having to fight with a no strength build and not being able to do sprint attacks was a nightmare, but I'm just glad we didn't end up losing our loot today. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and teleport all the way to the frozen north. Like I said, I'm very paranoid right now about being found, so we're just going as far away as possible. We're gonna go super deep into the woods since nobody ever really comes here. Most people just teleport directly to the Frost Temple and that's it. Oh yeah, check it out. This is the armor that this clan was wearing. They had a lot of meta armor. We'll definitely put it to good use in the upcoming days. So we'll just stash our loot in some wooden chests behind a rock or something and just hope that nobody finds it for the remaining of raid hours. It's not the most hidden stash, but I think it'll get the job done. I just really want to go back to base ASAP and respec into a fighter build and then go back to a raid and see if anyone's still there. Maybe fight the owner or this clan we just fought. Just keep the fun PvP going. We'll go ahead and mark this in the map and just come back here once raid hours is over. Hope for the best. If anyone does find that stash, at least we're taking this armor and a few great axes, which are the most important things for me. Anyway, now I'm gonna go back to base real quick and respec into a proper fighter build, and then we'll head back to the jungle and go find ourselves some more trouble. See you guys in a bit. Alrighty guys, so I got a bit of an update. I've been back here for a good while now, maybe 30-40 minutes, just waiting around trying to get some PvP, but I haven't been very lucky yet. There's no sign of that clan that ambushed us, and I even tried reaching out to the player that we raided to see if they were up for a fight, but no response. I think they might just be away from the keyboard. But I'm gonna stick around a bit more and see if we can find some more PvP before raid hours comes to an end. I'll keep you guys posted. Alrighty guys, so final update of the night. I wasn't able to find any more action today after that long battle with that clan. I hung around that jungle area for over an hour, but just wasn't able to run into anyone else. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have much better luck. We'll use some of this loot that we picked up today, and instead of wandering around looking for fights, we're just gonna bring the fight to the doorsteps of these much bigger groups on this server.